There are lots of ways to get bamboozled. Spending hours and a gazillion dollars online buying bullion is one of them. Invest less time and money in a simple environment focused on discretion, service, and value. Shop at providentmetals.com, the people's bullion dealer.
Hey everybody, I'm Christopher Greene. You're tuning into AMTV Alternative Media Television. I am confident that we are poised for another collapse, another crash of the stock market unlike anything we have seen since 2008. I think it'll be worse than what we experienced in 1929, that was the result of a decade-long Great Depression that not only helped and pushed the United States into World War II, but really traumatized a generation. People like my grandparents that literally penny pinched till their dying days. We are repeating the same mistakes that we made in 2008, that had manufactured a bubble that eventually popped. It was in real estate before, but now it has moved to all asset classes across the board, whether or not it's stocks, bonds, the currency market, housing, or the federal government itself. The U.S. government itself is now a bubble. It's high, like it's been snorting cocaine or smoking like Lamar Odom crack on a street corner, on quantitative easing to infinity, billions, trillions of dollars of buybacks of mortgage-backed securities and other forms of debt created by a Federal Reserve system that makes and builds and poofs a fiat currency out of thin air. That's where we stand today. And even if we look at it from the traditional indicators and from the perspective of Wall Street, mutual funds now have their lowest cash positions, their lowest cash holdings than we've ever seen, nearing record lows. What this means is mutual funds are fully invested, and the little guy, the retail investor, you and I, is typically always the last one to the party, just like in 2008, and they're left holding the bag. This means that mutual funds are now fully invested in the stock market. I also noticed that the PIMCO Total Return Fund, run and ran by the infamous Bill Gross, one of the most successful individuals on Wall Street, who is the co-CIO of PIMCO, has now lost its status as the largest fund in the world to the Vanguard Total Market Fund, something along those lines, which is fully invested in the stock market. People are getting in. Tech is going crazy. Social media is going crazy. It's on fire, whether or not it's Facebook, it's Google, or it's the Twitter IPO set to be released tomorrow. Maybe you see some of those fancy Teslas driving around in your street corner, or you surf the internet on Priceline.com. Those companies have also been extremely hot. But where is this positioning us? If we look at the Wall Street whales, people like Warren Buffett, scumbags, losers, bailout kings that received trillions of dollars in donations from the American public and taxpayers in 2008 to save their losing investments in companies like Goldman Sachs and American Express, are sitting on record cash piles of $40 billion. Check out Berkshire Hathaway's A-Shares balance sheet right now for yourself. What are we being positioned for? Where is this headed? How much longer can the euphoria last? How much longer can this Ponzi scheme continue? You know, I ask myself, do people remember the 2000s and the first tech bubble that wiped out billions and billions and billions and billions, if not trillions of dollars of shareholder wealth? Do they remember 2008? And yet the comments we get from the Federal Reserve is that they're still going to ease, that they're still not seeing the Ponzi recovery that they wanted. And you see, this tells us that they're never going to end quantitative easing, nor will they ever willfully raise interest rates, because they can't. This at a time of all-time highs in the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Where does an investor go? What does a regular person do? You know, I have a feeling that in the not too distant future, we're all going to wish we prepped more, we stored more, we invested in more prudent areas when the proverbial shit hits the fan and rocks this country, rocks this global economy. A system totally dysfunctional, totally corrupt on every level, and that has totally lost itself in an environment where the people literally have just kind of given up. I'm Christopher Greene. You've been tuning into AMTV, alternative media television, hard-hitting and in your face as usual. Get this video out everywhere, make it viral, click the link below. Peace.